So, your partner just got laid off. Take a breath. Here is the exact secret playbook to surviving it together. Or maybe it was you who got the news. Either way, I know you're probably staring at the ceiling right now, watching your savings shrink in your head and feeling completely overwhelmed. Welcome to this explainer where we're going to break down the exact financial and emotional roadmap you absolutely need right now. But real quick, before we go any further, make sure you tap that link in the description and grab the 12 questions that will tell you more about the financial future of your relationship than 5 years of dating ever will. Don't be one of the many couples that end up surprised by who they actually married. 12 questions are all you need to prevent a financially catastrophic marriage or partnership. And while you are there, please like and subscribe. It helps send the message out and benefits other couples.
Section 1. The first 48 hours, financial whiplash.
Okay, let's dive into this. Look, as a friend giving you some tough love here, money simply does not care about your feelings. The mortgage is still due on the first of the month. Your car loan doesn't know your partner got laid off. And the electric company, they aren't sending a thinking of you card with a free month of power. In those crucial first 48 hours, human instinct is going to push you toward total panic or complete denial. You're either going to want to aggressively crack open every single bank statement and just freak out, or you'll want to completely ignore it, binge watch a show, and pretend it didn't happen for a few days. Both are incredibly human responses, but neither actually helps. What's absolutely necessary right now is a really smart move: financial triage. You need a baseline immediately. What exactly is coming in, which is now just one salary, and what are the absolute bare minimum non-negotiables going out?
Section 2. The income gap. Invisible losses.
Because here's the harsh reality that catches so many couples totally off guard. The missing paycheck, that's really only half the battle. When someone stops working, there's a whole secondary pile of financial losses that just vanish overnight. Health insurance is a massive one. If the laid-off partner carried the insurance, you're suddenly looking at paying for COBRA, which is notoriously expensive. We're talking hundreds of dollars a month out of nowhere. And let's pour one out for the employer 401k match. I mean, that was literally free money, and now it's just gone. Then you've got commuter benefits, flexible spending accounts, employer-provided life insurance. All these invisible financial perks disappear, and they add up incredibly fast.
Which naturally leads people to think, well, we'll just get on unemployment. And yes, if the job loss wasn't your fault, you absolutely need to file for unemployment immediately. Do not wait on that. But here's the actual math. Depending on your state, unemployment typically caps out at a state set maximum of somewhere between $300 and $600 per week. So if your partner was making a $60,000 salary, that's about $1,150 a week. Unemployment might cover $400 of that. That remaining $750 gap? Yeah, that's your problem now.
Section 3. The talk nobody wants to have.
At some point, and very quickly, you two need to sit down for a dreaded budget intervention. And I want to be crystal clear. This isn't a blame session. It's not an "I told you we spent too much" conversation. It's simply an honest, unvarnished look at the real numbers so you can protect yourselves. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how categorizing your expenses completely shifts your mindset. You put everything on the table and divide it into 3 buckets. Fixed expenses, your non-negotiables like rent and car payments. Semi-fixed, things you need but can kind of control, like groceries and utilities. And discretionary. By categorizing, you can immediately target those discretionary items to stretch your runway. Yes, unfortunately, this means saying goodbye to those 11 p.m. Amazon impulse buys. Every dollar you cut here buys you more time to find a new job without draining your savings. Let's look at the actual math of transitioning to a one-income household. Say you brought home $8,000 a month together and spent $6,500. Life was good. Now, suddenly you're down to $5,000 a month in income, but you still have $6,500 in expenses. That is a terrifying $1,500 monthly deficit. Every single month you don't fix that, you're actively draining savings or racking with debt. To put that into perspective, there's no magic third option here. You either have to increase your income with side gigs or extra shifts, or you have to aggressively slash those expenses. And remember, your debt does not take a vacation. Your lenders didn't get the layoff memo. But here is the ultimate insider secret. Pick up the phone and actually call your creditors. Most people don't know this, but mortgage companies, student loan servicers, and credit card companies have hidden hardship programs like paused payments or waived fees. Do this before you miss a payment. Also, you need a smart savings decision point. Decide right now how many months of savings you'll use before making drastic changes. And whatever you do, beware of panic draining a retirement account. Pulling from a 401k early usually triggers a massive 10% penalty, plus ordinary income taxes. It is an incredibly expensive way to get cash.
Section 4. The emotional and relationship toll.
So those are the hard numbers. But let's shift gears to something that sounds soft but actually has massive financial consequences. When one partner loses a job, the household dynamics completely shift. The unemployed partner often battles shame, anxiety, and a real loss of identity. Meanwhile, the employed partner, now the sole breadwinner, can quietly build up resentment, fear, and a ton of pressure. You cannot ignore those shifting feelings. As the source material bluntly puts it, therapy is a lot cheaper than a divorce lawyer. Just saying. Letting that tension and resentment fester leads to arguments about money, which is a leading cause of couples splitting up. And breakups and divorces are extraordinarily expensive. Legal fees, splitting assets, paying for two households. Making sure you communicate and support each other is quite literally a core financial strategy to protect your wealth.
Section 5. Winning the long game.
Now, most job searches resolve in a few weeks or months, but we really need to discuss what happens if it stretches past the typical 12 to 26 weeks of unemployment benefits. Because looking for a job, it actually costs money. You might need professional wardrobe updates, a resume service, LinkedIn Premium, or literally just money for gas and ride shares for interviews. If you hit that 6-month mark with no offers, you've got to start looking at drastic but necessary long-term strategies. This might mean relocating to a new city where the jobs actually are. It might mean acknowledging your industry is shrinking and pivoting to a new one. The employed partner might need to take on a side gig, or the unemployed partner might need to enroll in retraining or certification program at a community college. Sometimes a job loss is just the universe's aggressive push for a much-needed career change.
So let's bring it all together into the ultimate besties survival guide recap. If this happens to you, treat it as a team problem. Day 1, pull up the accounts and know your exact numbers. No hiding. Days 1 through 3, file for unemployment immediately to get that clock started. And within that first week, categorize that budget to stretch your runway. And pick up the phone to call your creditors for hardship programs. I promise you, if you face this as a unified front, you absolutely can and will survive it. Which leaves us with this final provocative thought. A job loss is a crisis, yes, but will this crisis drive a wedge between you, or will it test your bond and make it stronger? Because the couples who face this together, who get really honest about their finances and build better habits, they come out the other side with a real, tested understanding of how they handle hard times together. And honestly, that kind of rock-solid partnership is worth far more than the job that was lost.
But real quick, before we go any further, make sure you tap that link in the description and grab the 12 questions that will tell you more about the financial future of your relationship than 5 years of dating ever will. Don't be one of the many couples that end up surprised by who they actually married. 12 questions are all you need to prevent a financially catastrophic marriage or partnership. And while you are there, please like and subscribe. It helps send the message out and benefits other couples.